Hi everyone, nice to see some familiar faces tonight as well. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Maria. I'm the representative of Vinpearl and the UK market. So in the next few minutes, I'll just tell you a bit more about the group and what it has to offer. So just starting with a little overview of the brand, the Vinpearl umbrella operates a few different hotel brands throughout Vietnam. They currently operate only in this destination. They are a real specialist when it comes to providing clients with some fantastic properties spread throughout some of the most beautiful bays, beaches, and cities in Vietnam. However, they also operate different schools, amusement centers as well, some clinics as well. So basically the coverage throughout Vietnam is quite significant, and going to Vietnam, you'll at some point probably find either Vinpearl property or other premise or a type of experience. So in terms of the different accommodation options, they have everything from the very high-end 5-star down to economy 3.5 stars. So basically there is something for every type of budget, something for every type of clientele as well, depending on really what exactly they're looking to experience and to do in Vietnam. And just a bit of an idea, the Vinpearl luxury properties are smaller, more boutique as well, and more secluded areas. We also have another luxury brand, Vinpearl Hotels and Resorts. So those in most cases are along the coastline and they are resort style accommodations. The leading 5-star properties are the Vinpearl Discovery. Those have some fantastic villa product and are really good for the family market, for example. And then the other two brands, the mid-scale 4.5-star Vin Oasis is located on Phu Quoc, again, a great one for the family market. And perhaps anyone who is on a bit of a budget and are not necessarily looking to stay somewhere super luxurious, but still want a great style accommodation and really good quality service. And Vin Holidays is our 3.5-star accommodation brand as well, also located on Phu Quoc Island. So moving forward, up to date, the brand operates 45 different properties throughout the country. Many of them are located in areas which are very loved by the UK travelers. Those include Nha Trang, for example, Hoi An and Da Nang, Ha Long Bay, Phu Quoc Island, Ho Chi Minh City, just to name a few. But of course, they also operate properties throughout some of the other lesser known areas, which are starting to slowly become more known for the UK travelers. Also, another thing to point out, the majority of the properties are located along the coastline. And as many of you might know, Vietnam has this fantastic long coastline, 3,000 plus kilometers of coastline. So it is pretty much sure that any itinerary will at some point want to incorporate a beach stay. So it's always good to have plenty of fantastic beach options offered to your clients. In terms of the Vinpearl USPs, location is extremely important for them, and because they have been around as a company for a while, they have in most cases had the first pick in terms of location. So for example, for the city properties, you're always located somewhere within very close proximity to key transportation links or to local landmarks, for example, and so on. If you're staying with a resort, in one of the resorts, for example, you would always have direct access to the beach directly from the resort. And most of the resorts have really fantastic gardens as well incorporated within the grounds. So there's always a lot of space with the Vinpearl properties. They also offer all-inclusive services, and here I don't necessarily mean the meal board basis. It's more about the experience that you get with Vinpearl. There's always some sort of experience that you can get involved in when you stay with Vinpearl. That can be walking along the shopping streets, which have been put together by Vinpearl, or exploring some of their entertainment parks. There are many really beautiful world-class golf course links operated by Vinpearl, and in some cases, those are adjacent to some of the resorts. And the same applies to some of their spa facilities as well. Each property also has numerous complementary services. Some of those include animation for the kids or kids club. Non-motorized sports are also included. We organize various city tours, for example, with some of the city properties which are included in your stay. And there are various other entertainment options available, such as cinemas organized throughout the resorts, and also evening shows and dance performances as well. And food and beverage options are quite vast with Vinpearl. Each property has several options within the grounds of it, but they're also surrounded by other local options. And as I mentioned, often some of those amusement centers put together by Vinpearl would also offer plenty of food and beverage options. So you can never stay hungry when you're staying with Vinpearl. And let's just run through a couple of the popular areas for the UK travelers, starting with Halong Bay, which Jake mentioned there. I mean, that is a very bucket list destination. You definitely should incorporate it in a visit, especially first-time visitors really like to go to Halong Bay. It's a UNESCO heritage site that has these beautiful limestone karst formations merging from the water. It's quite easily accessible from Hanoi, which is up in the north. And just a bit of background here in terms of access for those of you that might not be too familiar. Normally from the UK, we would access two main areas in Vietnam, and we would work our way throughout the destination from there. And that would be either Hanoi, which is up in the north, or it would be Ho Chi Minh City, which is down in the south. And in terms of airlift at the moment, there are plenty of options. I know Vietnam Airlines are operating 4 times a week, I believe, direct flights. Bamboo Airways, which is a newer route, also operates, I believe, a couple of times a week. And I think from December, there is another flight added. So in terms of direct options, you have plenty of those. And there are various non-direct options as well. So Vietnam is very well linked. But let's say you're starting your itinerary from the north, from Hanoi. Here, Halong Bay is only a couple of hours on the east from, if you look here on the map, we have Hanoi, a couple of hours on the east, you have Halong Bay down here. So often people would stay in Hanoi and then they would travel over to Halong Bay for the day to explore. But another option that I'm offering you here is to go directly to Halong Bay and to actually stay in Vinpearl there, Vinpearl Resort and Spa, which is located within the bay. So from here, you can literally see the limestone formations, and it's just as easy to go on a half day or a full day trip directly from the resort. And we help with the transfers as well. So this hotel, I'll just show you a close up. Is actually located on a private island. So it's quite an interesting setup. You have 3 beaches surrounding you. It's not a huge property, but it has really a lot of space on the ground. So it's really great for any type of clientele. We do also have kids club here. So if you do have people traveling with children, we can cater to them too. But it's just something slightly different, and a different way of showcasing Halong Bay to your clients. Another area, so now moving down south towards the sort of central south part of the country, is Nha Trang. So this area is really popular as well for the UK travelers. It has this fantastic climate pretty much the whole year round. There's sunshine almost every day. Nha Trang has beautiful long sandy beaches as well. It's actually known also as the seafood capital of Vietnam. So some of the best seafood can be found there. People who are also into wellness like to go here and take part basically in the mud baths. Nha Trang has really mineral rich clay, so that is a type of experience in terms of wellness that is very popular here. And other things that you can do here include island adventures. So for example, Hon Mun Island is just off Nha Trang, and that's Vietnam's only protected marine reserve. So you can go and do some marine exploration here. And in terms of culture, there is so much more. There are plenty of cathedrals and temples as well in Nha Trang that you can explore. Other couple of things, a really fun experience to do here is from the mainland of Nha Trang to take a cable car over the ocean and go over to Hon Tre Island, where there's plenty of other hotel options, entertainment options as well. You can do a lot of island hopping from there and snorkeling as well as diving too. So it's quite a popular option, and that cable car is actually the longest one in Southeast Asia. So again, one of those bucket list experiences to try. And in terms of the accommodation, a couple of options I can offer you on Hon Tre Island for the clientele that's maybe couples or just people looking for a tranquil stay a bit further away from the buzz, but still in a way close enough to go there as they wish. is Vinpearl Luxury. So this is a smaller hotel with only 82 villas, but it has a couple of restaurants and 3 bars, so we have plenty of options within the ground. All of the villas have individual pools as well, which we can't really see on those photos. There's one here, but I'll be sharing those later for you to look up close. So that's one option. And then if you have people with children, for example, or say couples traveling together and they want a bit more space, not too far away from this property, we have Vinpearl Discovery Golf Link. So again, villa only with private pools, but you can see here the units are slightly larger, so they can accommodate more people under the same roof. And of course, the benefit is you have this beautiful golf course link adjacent to the resort, basically. So for any golf lovers, that is a fantastic option. And the last area, which is really popular again for the UK market, Hoi An and Da Nang, which I've put together because often people would visit them at the same time. But they are also quite popular areas in the center part of Vietnam, very well linked in terms of domestic flights as well with the rest of the country. So it's easy to incorporate whether you're down in the south and you want to go there, or if you're starting your journey from the north. Either way, it works very well. So Da Nang itself, for example, is surrounded by hillsides, so it's quite a nice mix of being able to go from the beach directly to the hillsides within minutes. It's also quite close to the Golden Bridge. Some of you may have seen photos on social media. It's the bridge that is sort of held by those huge stone hands. It's quite Instagrammable, and it's again one of those bucket list experiences. So your access point here would be Da Nang. And of course, Da Nang has beautiful beaches, the same with Hoi An as well. And it's a good way to sort of start your journey. If you've flown into Da Nang, stay there for a couple of nights, or even just a night, and then move down to Hoi An, which Hoi An itself is, you can see those photos here actually from Hoi An. The area is known for the UNESCO Heritage Ancient Town, also for the small streets and lanes, which are filled with those beautiful, colorful lanterns. So again, one of those places that is really worth seeing in Vietnam. You can also see a variety of architecture here, also culture, food, and so on. There's a lot of history about this area. And another thing in terms of experiences is, for example, Cham Island, which is just off Hoi An, and you can go there for a day visit, for example, to do some snorkeling around the beautiful coral reefs. So easily you can spend a few days here and have something different to see every day. In terms of the accommodation, again, just to show you a couple of options. So in Da Nang itself, a villa-only property, really good for families, for example, who want to explore a bit of Da Nang and then maybe move down to Hoi An. We have this Vinpearl Resort and Spa. I hope you can see the pictures up close, but really great standard luxury property with very spacious villas, beautiful swimming pools as part of the villas as well, and you have really some stunning views here of the pond. And the other option is Vinpearl Resort and Spa in Hoi An. So that's only about 15-20 minutes. You can sort of see here on the map, this is Da Nang up here where I'm pointing at, and then the yellow bit here is Hoi An. So you're looking at really 15 to 20 minutes. So this hotel is another really great option if you want to be close to the ancient town of Hoi An. You're also quite close to the Vinpearl Culinary Center and also an amusement center. So again, that's more for people who maybe have kids and want to go there for half a day, fun with the children. And to finish off, a quick video, just as a final taster of Vinpearl. So those obviously were just a few of the hotels that we operate, but I'll be sending a link around with the image galleries and with the rest of the properties. But as you can see, there are plenty of options for your clients going over to Vietnam.
Vietnam is renowned for its natural beauty and unique cultural identity, cultivated throughout thousands of years of history. A place to explore authenticity, place to discover some of the world's best culinary delicacies. A paradise where world-class resorts are nestled along stunning beaches. Amazing Vietnam awaits you at Vinpearl. Vinpearl, the holiday paradise of Vietnam.
Great. So thank you very much. I think it's time for the questions.